Alright YouTube, so for today's vlog I will not be showing artwork in this first vlog, but maybe later today. But the theme of today is a movie roundup as well as a movie review and a few trailers that I want to review, so I'll dive right into that. So the first movie that I'll be talking about is One of Them Days, which I saw last night, and I have to say this movie was very funny. It was very entertaining. The pacing was almost perfect, to be honest. It was like the perfect length. It was about 97 minutes long, which the movie definitely didn't drag out as a result, and it was suspenseful at points, and definitely suspenseful and unpredictable at many points, to be honest. Like, the ending of the movie completely caught me off guard, or like the last act was very unpredictable. Like I always do, this will be a spoiler-free review, but don't have too much to say about the movie other than it definitely exceeded my expectations, and it was very funny. Definitely a great buddy comedy movie, so maybe I'll do another vlog talking about this movie a little more in depth and in a spoiler-filled review, because there is more I want to say, but there are also a lot of trailers I want to talk about in this vlog, so I'll move on to movie number 2. So movie number 2 in question is called Love Me, which is starring Kristen Stewart and Steven Yeun, and I looked up this movie on Google to see what the reviews were, and surprisingly so far they've been really bad, which I was honestly surprised about. I'll be honest, when I saw this trailer I thought, like, this movie looks a little cliche and a little bit of a Wall-E ripoff, sort of, kind of borrowing too much inspiration from that sort of theme and kind of cliche. But I thought, maybe this movie could be fun and interesting, especially with the whatever they're called, the feedback that they splashed out on the screen, saying like something about it gives you a perspective on humanity. But apparently that isn't the case for a lot of people so far. But I know that I stand by watching movies even if they get bad reviews, so I think I'll still see this movie when it comes out and give it a review. But I don't know, my expectations are a little mixed, because although I like to be a little unconventional and form my own opinions, I also know that a lot of bad reviewed movies from last year kind of earned their poor reputation, such as Joker 2, for example. So the next movie is a militaristic army PTSD styled movie called My Dead Friend Zoe. Now, this movie has gotten great reviews so far from what I can see, and I can definitely see it being a very heartfelt and interesting movie, more on the realistic fiction side than the science fiction side, like a lot more on the realistic fiction side, which is honestly a good thing, because a million sci-fi action movies, but not that I think that's a bad thing, but it's a separate story. I don't really care about movie genres that much. As long as the movie's good, it's good, right? At least that's how I view it. So the movie definitely looks like it'll be a very heartfelt, emotional story, and haven't watched too many military movies, believe it or not, so this will definitely be a fun one for me to watch, and definitely I'm expecting an emotional movie as well, which I also like. Now the next movie is called Heart Eyes, which is about a serial killer that apparently has a vendetta against couples, especially on Valentine's Day, and he goes around slaughtering them, which honestly, to be honest, sounds very predictable or kind of cliche in the horror genre. I don't really think this will be an innovative movie. I think it could be a decent movie, entertaining, decent horror movie, but it'll be, like, in my opinion, I'm not really super excited for this movie, but I do think it's a good thing they didn't release it on Valentine's Day, rather the week before, or was it the week after? I forgot, but yeah, I think this would be a conventional, entertaining horror movie at best, or a flop at worst. The next two movies are also horror movies. The first one being The Monkey, which also seems a little bit generic in the horror genre, but who says that's necessarily a bad thing? I think this movie will be definitely more suspenseful and more interesting than Heart Eyes, but I'm not super excited. But I do think it will have a good story, because I have seen supposedly it's based off a book by Stephen King, who I haven't read in a while, but I know his literature is definitely good. And if it's based off a book, although the book is always better than the movie, but maybe it'll have a good foundation and inspiration to draw from. So I think this movie could be good. Not super excited, not unexcited, just like, it is what it is, but I think it could be interesting. I also like the little design of that kind of monkey that claps, especially from Toy Story 3, so that's interesting. But hey, that's just my opinion. I'm getting into horror movies recently and thriller movies, so I'm not the biggest, under the sun horror fan, but it could still be good and it's fun. I don't know what I'm saying now. I'm running out of things to say and going a little crazy on camera. So last but not least, we have Until Dawn, which reminds me a lot of Alien Romulus, but definitely going to be a different movie from that, as it is not an alien movie, but still a horror thriller movie. I think this one looks a lot more interesting, because although it is I have seen this theme before, as I just mentioned with Alien Romulus, of a group of people coming together to solve a mystery and horror stuff going on in the background. I think this movie will definitely be a little more interesting than the other ones I mentioned, although I am excited for The Monkey, even though I said I was kind of not excited, not unexcited. The more I think about it, the more I realize, maybe that movie could be good. But as you can see, my opinions change rapidly sometimes in my mind, but I think I really like the team dynamic of mystery movies, and I really like mystery movies and especially mystery books in general, so definitely looking forward to this one. It's not coming out until April, late April to be precise, but it's a little bit of a hike away, but gives me something to look forward to once winter ends, because it is freezing and I love spring. So yeah, in conclusion, I'll give you guys a more thorough review on one of them days eventually, and there are more movies I'm looking forward to, especially because all these trailers, this has been the first time I've been seeing these trailers, whereas other trailer review vlogs I've talked about trailers I had seen before or seen multiple times, but these are my first reactions of this trailer. Maybe my opinions will change. I admit I'm not like 100% sure these will be my diehard opinions. Maybe these movies will change my mind, maybe not. Maybe I need to write my thoughts down more in my vlogs because I'm running. Yeah. Okay, let's end this vlog here. Thank you all for watching. Stay tuned for more soon. Goodbye.